up over there. Now we're working. All right. Now we're over on the YouTube. I don't think I'm on Deconstruction Junction today. That's okay. Sometimes they don't have the manpower to get me hooked up over there, but they try to do it whenever we can. So I should be over on. Hey, Born Again. Hey, Farrah. Thank you for coming. Welcome in, everybody. Right now, while we're waiting for people, and I might just change this again because
it's rage bait, but it's not rage baity enough. It's like,
like, you guys, you want like the really hardcore rage bait.
because you know what? The Christian men are gonna read this and be like, yeah, you're right. Because we don't want feminism. So they're not gonna argue it.
Okay. All right. What do we think about that one? What do we think about that one?
That could do it. That could do it. That could do it.
It's true. It's just true. It is true. Okay. Meanwhile, while we're waiting, I will continue. I'm gonna take a 2-second break. I'm gonna have Nick talk to you guys for a minute, and then I'll read more from the Hammer. Which thank you so much. And hopefully we'll get some people up here to talk.
Right on. Hey everybody. If you are interested in the book that Crystal is reading out of, it's called the Malleus Maleficarum, also known as the Witch's Hammer. You can find it on Amazon. That's where I got my copy. I will warn people, though, it is very triggering to read. The men who wrote it were pretty horrific. If we can get to double tapping that screen, sharing it out to at least 5 friends or more into your Discords. If you're like me and you don't have any friends and you don't have any Discords, you can hit that copy link button 5 times. It does go towards boosting the algorithm and it counts as a share. And I'm gonna block JA debates. Anyways, also, if you could please, if you got some spare coin, send them over to your Witcher, who is Edom. That's from North Mythos.
What's so funny? Why is everybody laughing?
Well, we have to block JA debates. He's talking some shit about me in the comments, so I'm just saying.
I thought we put that all behind us. You guys, welcome in. We're waiting for Christians to join us. If you are a Christian or believer of the God of the Bible, the guest box is open. I want to talk today about how the fact that the Bible preaches fear and shame and not love, which is what I always thought the book was supposed to be about, a book about love. But from the beginning to the end, I'm starting to realize it's not. It's all about fear and shame. All right, so we're going to continue to look at the Hammer of Witches. Born Again, if you want to come up, you're invited up. JA Debates, you know you're welcome up. You guys, make sure you're following JA Debates, Born Again Atheists. But those are 2 amazing heavy hitters I have in my chat. I'll let you know. Okay. Whether the belief that there are such beings as witches is so essential a part of the Catholic faith that obstinately to maintain the opposite opinion manifestly savors of heresy, and it argued that a firm belief in witches is not a Catholic doctrine. See chapters 26, question 5 of the work of Episcopus. Whoever believes that any creature can be changed from the better or the worse or transformed into another kind or likeness except by the creator of all things is worse than a pagan and a heretic. And so when they report such things are done by witches, it is not Catholic, but plainly heretical to maintain this opinion. Whoever believes that any creature can be changed.
To put it into perspective, if we were living in that era right now, I would have been burned. And that's a pretty wild thought to have.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people I know would be, including me. I think my first husband would have definitely told people I was a witch just to have me burned, to be honest with you. I mean, I laugh now, but I think he would have.
For reals, like, same.
Yeah. So, but I also want to point out that what it says is whoever believes that any creature can be changed for the better or the worse or transformed into another kind or likeness except by the creator of all things is worse than a pagan or a heretic. So I get it that they're saying that I, as a witch, if I transformed you into a frog or something, I couldn't do it. Only God could do that. Look, nobody can do that, okay? Hey, evil. But they're saying that nobody could be transformed for the better or for the worse. Did they really believe that people couldn't become better people? Then what was the fucking point of Jesus? What was the transformative fucking point of your Jesus? Like, why even tell us about him if we can't? Oh, you're saying only by God. So maybe you're saying only the power of Jesus, but then isn't he powerful enough to change people? Like, why do they think they have to kill them?
Because when you sell your soul to the quotation mark devil or a demon or a demonically possessed, they believe that the only way to save your soul was to unalive you. So they could separate the body from the demon.
Sounds like their God is very weak
then. Very.
You know what I
yep.
mean?
Yep.
Okay. Moreover, no operation of witchcraft has a permanent effect among us. And this is the proof thereof. For if it were so, it would be affected by the operation of demons. But to maintain that the devil has power to change human bodies or to do them permanent harm does not seem in accordance with the teaching of the church. For in this way, they could destroy the whole world and bring it to utter confusion. So demons can't do shit that bad because if they could just destroy the world. Okay, that is a good point, Christians. If Satan is running the world, why hasn't he just destroyed it already? You know? They always make it seem like he's so powerful. Like he's in control of everything. So why doesn't he just destroy it already? I mean, he certainly could use our weapons against us, right?
I mean, it's really, really odd that God can seemingly wipe out humanity multiple times over because, they do evil things, but he won't unalive the supposed Satan who makes us do the evil. It's fucking wild.
Okay, so he won't unalive Satan, but so fine. You guys are telling me Satan has all this power. Why hasn't Satan wiped us out?
Right? Right? Because he wants souls. For what? For what?
What's he gonna do with them? Knit them together and make a sweater?
He's so gonna dumb. Burn us? Why? What's the point? It is dumb.
Okay. Moreover, every alteration that takes place in a human body, for example, a state of health or a state of sickness, can be brought down to a question of natural causes, as Aristotle has shown in his 7th book of physics. And the greatest of these is the influence of the stars. But the devils cannot interfere with the stars. This is the opinion of Dionysius in his epistle to Polycarp. For this alone God can do. Therefore, it is evident the demons cannot actually affect any permanent transformation in human bodies, that is to say, no real metamorphosis. And so we must refer the appearance of any such change to some dark and occult cause. What the fuck? Thank you, Liz, for the heartbeat. What are we talking about? Okay.
We're talking about crazy.
What?
Yep. We're talking about crazy men. Yep.
Yeah. I didn't know we were going to get Dionysius and Polycarp mentioned, to be honest with you. So, and I didn't know that demons couldn't fuck with the stars. I did not know that. Okay, and the power of God is stronger than the power of the devil, so divine works are more true than demoniac operation. Demoniac? He spelled it like demoniac. Demoniac? I've heard of demonic, but it's not spelled like that.
Crystal, you know what's wild about this? He had a wife. Could you imagine the fear she had being married to that man?
Ew.
Right?
Yeah, it does sound like a car. I need a demoniac 511. That's what I'm going to drive. Are more true than demoniac operations. Whence, inasmuch as evil is powerful in the world, then it must be the work of the devil, always conflicting with the work of God. Therefore, as it is unlawful to hold the devil's evil craft can apparently exceed the work of God, so it is unlawful to believe that the noblest works of creation, that is to say, man and beast, can be harmed and spoiled by the power of the devil. What are you saying? Like, 1 minute he's fucking powerful and then he can't do harm. What are you talking about? Like, I would be like, this guy and I, he needs to come back alive so I can debate him, because what in the fuck? This is so much word salad.
Right?
Oh my God.
We need a necromancer just so we could yell at this dude for an hour.
Right? Okay, moreover, that which is under the influence of material object cannot have power over corporal objects, but devils are subservient to certain influences of the stars, because magicians observe the course of certain stars in order to evoke the devils. Therefore, they have not the power of effecting any change in a corporeal object, and it follows that witches have even less power than the demons possess. So then why are you bothering with them? Leave them the fuck alone. For devils have no power at all, save by a certain subtle art. But an art cannot permanently produce a true form. And as certain author says, writers on alchemy know that there is no hope of any real transmutation. Therefore, the devils, for their part, making us of the utmost of their craft, cannot bring about any permanent cure or permanent disease. But if these states exist, it is in truth owing to some other cause which may be unknown and has nothing to do with the operations of either devils or witches. Oh.
It gets worse the further in you go. Like, this is just child's play.
Did you guys hear me the whole time, or did it stop because of the puzzle?
No, it kept going.
Okay, good. Because
all the way up to when you went, ugh.
It's because I did a stupid puzzle where about to time me out because they didn't think I was live. Bitch, I'm moving. I'm talking. Like, it's not. I watch people do this with just a still photo for 8 hours and not have to do a puzzle. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, why do I have to do one? I'm literally in front of the camera.
It's like, do you not see me? I see me. Do you see me?
Oh, man.
Maybe it's making sure you're not AI or something.
Yes, because if AI wanted to make somebody, this is what they would choose. That's
Yep.
what AI would choose.
Yep.
Could they have given me a bigger lip and a smaller nose, please? I literally one day had a woman come in here and the first thing she says is, "Oh my God, you have no lips." Thank
What
you.
the fuck?
As if I'm not already so self-conscious about that already. Thank you for that.
My lips are smaller than yours even.
I have no lip. I try to put a little lip color so you could kind of see. And then I notice I sit weird with my lips. Like when I'm listening to you guys talk, I saw it on YouTube. I'm like, what am I even doing? I don't even know what I'm doing when you guys are talking. I just sit here.
You're thinking. Those are your thinking lips.
Oh man. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Moreover, that which is under the influence of material object cannot have power over. Okay, I already read. Okay. For the devils have no power. All say settle. Oh, okay, read that. But according to the Decretals 33, Decretals, Decretals, Decretals 33, the contrary is the case. If by witchcraft or I said witchcraft. Okay, sorry. If by witchcraft or any magic art permitted by the secret but most just will of God and aided by the power of the devil, etc. The reference here is to any act of witchcraft which may hinder the end of marriage. And for this impediment to take effect, 3 things can occur. That is to say, witchcraft, the devil, and the permission of God. Moreover, the stronger can influence that which is less strong, but the power of the devil is stronger than any human power. Job. What? There is no power upon earth which can be compared to him who was created so that he fears none. What? Right, Lauren? Like, there'd be a lot more single people out there.
Just wait until you get
into marriage.
Just wait till you get into the questions in which it brings up women doing the dirty with demons.
No, I'm going to read all of that. We're gonna read this whenever we're waiting for people. We don't do spoilers on my show, Nick. Don't do spoilers. We're gonna go through this book because I don't think that women realize the influence it has had on misogyny in the modern day. I don't think they really realize how much this book affected how we were treated overall, how laws were created. And this book had a lot to do with it. It had a lot of political influence, and it was used even when after the Catholic Church denounced it. It was still used by many, many people. Hey, you guys, the guest box is open. We got 25 people in here. I am just trying to get a conversation going. I don't know what to ask you guys because y'all don't come up for me. I have tried many questions, but I just thought maybe today we would try the Bible preaches fear and shame, not love. Good morning, Mezzo. Hi, Ken and Paper. Good to see you guys. Welcome in. What we're doing in the meantime is I'm reading excerpts from Hammer of Witches. It was a book written in the mid 1400s on how to find a witch, capture that witch, and then torture that witch, and then unalive that witch. Thank you so much for the heart meese. Don't forget to collect your team points up there. So yeah, it's a pretty devastating read. That's what we're kind of going over while we're waiting. Yeah, one's in the chat. If you would have been burnt at the stake, one's in the chat. I think that will be a lot of us. Okay, a lot of us would burn at the stake. Let's go over and say hi to the YouTubers. Let's see who's over there. I do see that I'm up on mine. Oops, I forgot the volume was on. Look at all you witches out there. Y'all gonna be burnt alive. I wrote Tor, Adam, Diaz, Mowgli, Kane, Hulda, Joseph, what? I only believe in God healed you. Your family science boy meets girl, ants index shows circle of life. Ant, what? Are you okay? Hi, Jag. Hi, Olbachil. I don't know if I said that right. David Simmons, are you okay? And God, yes, Magog. How are you doing over there on the YouTubes? We are just reading from the Hammer of Witches today while we wait for some Christians to come up and talk, believers to come up and talk. If you're a believer in the Bible or the God of the Bible, come on up and talk to me. I want to talk about how the Bible preaches fear and shame and not love, because I was always taught that it was love, but now that I read it, I'm like, whoa, that's not love. That's not what that is. So, yeah, come on up and talk with me. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue to read from the Hammer of Witches. Okay, we left off there. Okay. Answer. This is the answer. That was all a question, I guess. That was all a question. Which it didn't feel like a question because I sure the fuck felt like it was some statements, okay? I can definitely weigh in on the Patriarch of Jehovah's Witness institution, but I am surely not Christian. Well, you can come up and share it with us. We'd love to hear stories. That's if you want to, Lauren. You do what you want to do. Here are 3 heretical errors which must be met, and when they have been disproved, the truth will be plain. For certain writers pretending to base their opinion upon the works of S. Thomas, when he treats of impediments brought about by magic charms, have tried to maintain that there is not such a thing as magic, that it only exists in the imagination of those men who ascribe natural effects, the cause whereof are not known to witchcraft and spells. There are others who acknowledge indeed that witches exist, but they declare that the influence of magic and the effects of charms are purely imaginary and phantasmical. A third class of writers maintain that the effects said to be wrought by magic spells are altogether illusionary and fanciful, although it may be that the devil does really lend his aid to some witch. So this is what really bothers me a lot of times when we are talking with Christians and stuff, and they will say, well, if you lived back then, this is what you would believe. There were people back then that questioned this shit, you guys. There are people right there saying, look, witches think they're casting spells, but they're not. Their magic doesn't do anything. It's all in their imagination. Okay? There were people who did not believe the bullshit. So it's wrong to go, if you lived back then, you would have died. No. It doesn't mean I would have probably been a skeptic back then too. The errors held by each one of these persons may thus be set forth and thus confuted. For in the very first place, they are shown to be plainly heretical by many Orthodox writers, and especially by S. Thomas. who lays down that such an opinion is altogether contrary to the authority of the saints, is founded upon absolute infidelity. Because the authority of the Holy Scripture says the devils have power over the bodies and over the minds of men, when God allows them to exercise this power, as is plain from very many passages in the Holy Scriptures. Therefore, those err who say that there is no such thing as witchcraft, but that is purely imaginary, even although they do not believe that devils exist except in the imagination of the ignorant and vulgar, and the natural accidents which happen to a man by wrongly attributes to some supposed devil. For the imagination of some men is so vivid that they think they see actual figures and appearances which are but the reflection of their thoughts. And then these are believed to be the apparitions of evil spirits, or even the specters of witches. But this is contrary to the true faith, which teaches us that certain angels fell from heaven and are now devils. And we are bound to acknowledge that by their very nature they can do many wonderful things which we cannot do, and thus who try to induce others to perform such evil wonders are called witches. And because infidelity in a person who has been baptized is technically called heresy, therefore such persons are plainly heretics. So, saying that there is no magic was heretical. Being able to do magic was heretical. That's crazy to me. Hey KJ, thank you for sharing out the live. Come on. Okay. All right. So I want to go over that a little bit more. Okay. Okay, where in the scriptures does it say that the devils have power over the bodies and over the minds of men? You know what, Nick? I'm gonna make you the writer of this, and I'm gonna debate your ass.
Oh God!
You have to play. Where in the scriptures?
I just remembered I had to go.
I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to remember the specific passage. I know there's given over to sin.
Yeah, but I don't think that okay, if you read the Bible, the devil really never does anything bad.
No.
Okay.
I wonder if it's a book from the Apocrypha. Hold on.
Might be, because he has mentioned the Apocrypha already when he talks about the falling, because that's not in the Bible either. That's in Enoch.
He could also been pulling from Revelation 12 too, though.
What does it say there? Should I pull it up on in my Bible?
The war, and the great serpent was cast down, and he took 1/3 of the stars with him. They say that that's the fall of the room.
Yeah, but here he's saying that the demon. Okay, this is the exact quote. He says, that the Holy Scripture says the devils have power over the bodies and over the minds of men. But I don't see that in Scriptures. Seth! Dead air. Jesus does not quote Enoch over 100 times. I just saw that in chat. No, he does not. In fact, there are no direct quotations from First Enoch anywhere in the New Testament and that are explicitly attributed to Jesus.
I'd like to know where Jesus supposedly quotes Enoch.
I don't know. They said over 100 times too. What are you talking about?
As far as I'm aware, only Jude and Revelation quote from Enoch. If I remember correctly, though, jinns were here before creation. If I remember correctly.
I heard that last night on Justin's live with so I think you're right, actually.
Yeah. One of the original inhabitants of Earth. And somehow we ended up getting toilet jinns from that. I don't know.
Jesus Christ is returning back. Fill your lamp with oil, practicing his gospel. What are you talking about? And then if Jesus is coming back, why the fuck is your name Gift Me, Please? What the fuck? If Jesus is coming back, one, put your faith in Jesus. He's going to provide all the gifts you need, pumpkin. And two, you don't need gifts. Jesus is coming back. Go on now with yourself. Go get raptured, okay?
I wonder if it was more of like a generalized broad statement. A generalized broad statement rather than a specific Bible verse.
It might be, but it's just not true. It's just not a true statement because the devil doesn't do that. And he says, but he's saying it like it's specific scriptures because he says that as Thomas says that it is in scriptures, you know. So I think that Thomas gaslit him. He fell for it, and he just, you know, repeated what he heard.
It's got either that or it's got to be either Apocrypha, Gnosticism, or one of the other books that didn't make it in because it's definitely not in canon.
And then he does kind of fix it a little bit because he says when God allows them to exercise this power. Now, I don't feel that that's always the devil that they're using. Like, for instance, I don't think Samson was filled with Satan when he went and murdered people. He was filled with the Spirit of God. So I think y'all are conflating, you know, who's doing the evil shit around here, and you unalived a bunch of innocent women. Okay, there were men who were unalived too. I am just going to tell you, though, that this book is really aimed at women. And so I'm not going to mention the men a lot. I know they were. I'm saying it right now. Here's my disclaimer. I'm very well aware that men were also murdered, but their primary target was women, and that's what we're going to talk about, okay?
The woman to man ratio was...
No, you're right, Robin. Samson was filled with the Holy Spirit when he murdered people. But these people are acting like that would be actually Satan that would do something like that and not the Holy Spirit. They're saying that only Satan would do something like that, and the devils and the demons. Okay.
We never read the Old Testament then, because in the Old Testament, God was the one sending people evil spirits.
That was in the Old Testament. We don't read the shit in the Old Testament. I don't know the rest of it. I don't know the rest of it. For the imagination of some men is so vivid that they think they see actual figures. So they admit that there are people who have hallucinations, But then, like, right after that, but that's not what we're talking about her.
Gift me, please. I am not filled with the Spirit of God. I have the Jezebel spirit. Please get that correct. Thank you. the,
The Holly Gosh. Instead of the Holy Ghost, you guys, we have the Holly Gosh. I'm filled with the Holly Gosh. I'm gonna start saying that. Yeah, the Old Testament is crazy. It's very action packed to say the least. In some parts, I'm stuck in a part right now that is so boring. It is so boring. That's okay. It was funny, gift me, and I'm not trying to make fun of your English. It was actually kind of a funny thing to say about the Holy Ghost, the Holly Gosh. It sounds like something a Christian would say to try to not cuss. The Holly Gosh.
I'm more of a. I wouldn't claim Lilith. She unalives babies. Don't claim Lilith, please. Don't do that. Jezebel. Jezebel was cool, okay? Like, just let's leave it at Jezebel.
Okay, let's see. Okay, as regards those who hold the other two errors, those that is to say, who do not deny that there are demons and that demons possess a natural power, but who differ among themselves concerning the possible effects of magic and the possible operations of witches. The one school holding that a witch can truly bring about certain effects, yet these effects are not real but fantastical. By the way, he spells fantastical with a PH, like Fantasia, you know. So that trips me up every time I see it. The other school allowing that some real harm does befall the person or persons injured, but that when a witch imagines this damage is the effect of her arts, she is grossly deceived. This error seems to be based upon two passages from the canons where certain women are condemned who falsely imagine that during the night they ride abroad the Dinah or Herodias. These may read in the canon, yet because such things often happen by illusion, are merely in the imagination, those who suppose that all the effects of witchcraft are mere illusion and imagination are very greatly deceived. Secondly, with regard to a man who believes or maintains that a creature can be made or changed for better or for worse, or transformed into some other kind of likeness by anyone save by God, the creator of all things alone, is an infidel and worse than a heathen. Wherefore, on account of these words, changed for the worse, they say that such an effect, if wrought by witchcraft, cannot be real, but must be purely fantastical. So, I don't know. So, if you don't believe in witches and fucking magic and shit, you're a fucking heretic, okay? Can you imagine, like, just wanting to, all we want to do, people, is advance as a society. This was written in the 1450s. And there are people who still believe this shit. What is wrong with you guys? Nobody can turn you into a fucking frog. Not even God.
Not even gold.
Not even God. Okay? There is no magic. There is no miracles. There is no witchcraft. There is none of the hocus pocus.
Witchcraft is literally just a manipulation of science and comes from cultural ritualism, mostly healing, or using herbs to do the opposite of healing, but you know, you get the drift.
Let's see. God can reverse time and make things better. Otherwise, God can't reverse time. You're right. Exactly. Just turn me into a new. I got better. Okay.
Robin, I don't think he would, because the God of the Bible did things exactly as he wanted them done. He wouldn't turn back time and do better.
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. I'm sorry.
I mean, predestined. Not free will. That's the only thing the Calvinists ever got right. The only thing.
Ew. That guy the other day said, I thought he was a Calvinist. He said, ew. That cracked me up. And DC was down in the chat and he started laughing so hard. He said, ew.
Ew. I'll be right back in about 3 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
3 minutes, and I will be right back. I'm not missing anything. I already read that tarnished book.
You guys, if you are a Christian believer of the God of the Bible, or you know what, if you're a believer of the Torah or the Quran, you can come up too. I think they all actually preach fear and shame and not love. And not love. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yay. Okay. I have a question for you because you're nice and I'm embarrassed to ask this, even in Daniel's live, and he's so nice too. What is a Calvinist? Can you explain that to me?
Yes, it's super simple. A Calvinist simply believes that we are predetermined, that everything is according to God's will, and there's nothing we can do to change it.
Oh, okay. That's a very simple explanation. Thank you.
Yeah, which means that they literally believe that the pedophile is doing what he's doing because God wants that to happen. Yeah. And so while it is a horrible belief, I actually find it to be the most biblically accurate, and I find it often to be one of the first stages of deconstruction. When you go from believing in free will to believing in Calvinism, you're often on your road to deconstruction.
Oh, that's so weird because that was not my experience. Although my religious experience was not like super common because I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, so I just was kind of like, I remember like being a child, and my sister and I were like, "What happened that made everybody believe this? Like, why do we believe this? This is weird." So I didn't have that like experience of deconstruction in that way, and I'm 40 and I've been out of the church since I was like 17.
Yeah.
So
Mine was weird. It was gradual. Like I can't pinpoint a moment. I do remember the moment where I was like, wait, I don't think I really believe in this anymore. So what if I just like stop talking to this God? What if I just don't pray ever again? You know, what will happen? You know, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to try it and see what happens. And literally nothing changed except I became much more empathetic and realized that if people need help, I have to do more than pray. I have to actually get off my ass and do shit. So.
Oh, dude, when my husband had a heart attack, his Southern Baptist mother told me that I needed to rebuke his demons. And I was like, you do that and I will fill his prescriptions and we will team up and it's fine.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and use modern medicine. Okay. How do I do that?
I will go to the pharmacy.
Yeah, absolutely. Gift me, please. I'm not asking you guys to do that. That's actually the person's name in chat. I don't believe in God. And so if you want to come up and talk, we can. That the guest box is open. We're talking today about the Bible and how it preaches fear and shame, not love. Now, you were Jehovah's Witness?
Yes, I was raised Jehovah's Witness. I deconstructed like right before I graduated high school, but there was definitely like a long point of questioning before that. So, any questions about the J Dubs you want to ask, I can answer. That's really my knowledge.
Did you get disfellowshipped?
I sure did. I am super disfellowshipped, yes, because I was baptized. That's the difference. They don't baptize their children like Catholics, Lutherans, et cetera, do. So you have to do it of your will and accord. There's no like age limit on it, which I think is a little messed up because like when you're 8 and people are telling you like, yo, get baptized, and then they're like all cheering you on and everything's great. You're like, yeah, this is awesome. But once you are baptized, there is no leeway. And a disfellowshipment is essentially the exact same thing as an Amish shunning. You can still attend what they call it the meeting. It's church. So you can still go to the Kingdom Hall. You cannot sit with the congregation. You have to sit in the back. Technically, you are not allowed. Like my mom is super cool for a J-Dub, and she's still heavy in it. My dad was a Jehovah's Witness. He died like 20 years ago when I was very young. So yeah. But he still believed it when he died. So I could sit in the back and I can listen, but like technically they're not really allowed to associate with me. And I am an apostate because I deny God according to them. So she's really actually going against her religion to even still have a relationship with me. But she does.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Gift is coming up. Let's see if they are. Hey, Gift, how are you today?
Bien, ¿y tú?
I'm good. How old are you?
26.
26, okay.
Sí. Oh, ¿hablas español? Qué bueno.
Yo hablo un poquito. Yo entiendo más que yo hablo.
Está bien. Yo entiendo inglés más de lo que hablo.
Okay. It's very noisy where you are.
Sí, estoy un poco ocupado. Después hablamos, está bien.
I'm going to have to drop you down because I can't do it with the noise. It's just way too loud for the headphones. I'm so sorry. If you get to a quieter place, I'd love to have you back up and we can talk to you. I'll do my best. Yo hablo un poquito español, pero like I said, yo entiendo más que yo hablo. Entonces,
I'm
cuando
from
tú
Puerto Rico.
hablas,
I can translate.
Good. Awesome. Yay. Because I can understand, but you have to like talk slow sometimes because I don't speak it enough in my home anymore. I spoke it in my home when my son was little, but I don't do
Puerto
it now,
Rican
so.
Spanish is very slang. I have a hard time with like real, actual, like true blue, like
Yeah.
Spain, and Mexicans speak beautiful, perfect Spanish too. I have a hard time under. I'm the slang Spanish. I'm reggaeton. We call it reggaeton Spanish.
Well, in California, a lot of it is more and this is not making fun of it. This is the way lots of people talk on both sides. Is Spanglish. We speak a little mixture of the two, mixed together, and so we do that a lot in California.
Are you in Cali? I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
California.
in Southern California. Yeah.
Oh, I was in Northern for 5 years. I loved it. Santa Cruz, Felton area, my favorite.
I lived in Northern California too. I lived in Lake Tahoe for a while, and
okay, so
there's
it's a little more north.
Yeah, I wanna. There's a campground in Portola that I am eyeing. I'd love to buy it, and then retire there with my husband, like running a campground while we retire. It would be fun.
That's awesome. I miss it. It's just so expensive to live there.
It is. It really is. It's very expensive, especially housing. It's ridiculous. You only know one Spanish word. Hey, when I first started learning Spanish, I learned all the cuss words first. Of course I did. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. And one time, Lauren will love this. One time I worked with a gentleman who was from Pakistan. His name was Shabir, and he was my friend and my enemy. He was my frenemy, to be honest with you. He really was. He still is. He's not dead. He's like, he's just old. Anyway, we worked in a Southern California restaurant together. Hey, Zach, how are you? And he didn't know Spanish, but I did, because this was when I was speaking Spanish regularly in my home. And he was walking around one day and he was like, dame las chingaderas. The chingaderas. And I go, Shabir, what are you saying? Shut up. And he was like, what? I go, do you know what you're saying? And he said, no, what am I saying? I said,
isn't that like, give me the fuckers?
Yeah, give me those little fuckers right there, you know? And I said, yeah, you're basically like saying, hand me those little fucking things right there or whatever, you know? And he goes, I didn't know that. I go, but Shabir, you speak more than one language, so you should know that you don't say something in another language if you don't know what it means. And he was like, oh, you're right. Like he's just walking around the restaurant going, chingaderas. In California, you can't be doing that.
Anything with, chinga, just don't say it. Like,
yeah, don't. I mean, do if you're hanging out with me.
If you need to say it, you say it. But
yeah. I see, I even know how to flip people off in Spanish. Do you guys know? Okay. I'm just saying, I learned these things growing up in California. You usually do a little whistle. You go, make a little whistle, but I can't whistle very well. So that doesn't work for me.
But I definitely learned all the cuss words first too. My dad is from Puerto Rico and my mom is actually Scandinavian, so she does not speak Spanish. And we were taught Spanish in our house a little bit. My sister is way more fluent than I am, but I can cuss at you and I can also tell any child to shut the fuck up, like very easily.
Okay. But all of your parents' children, including yourself, have to be the most beautiful humans on the planet. Are you kidding me? Those genes
if you
are
like dark hair and light eyes.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. That's incredible. Now, does she speak another language? Does your mom speak another language? Like,
No, she's purely English. No. She's like American Scandinavian.
Okay. That was my mom too. She was Swedish, but American Swedish. She grew up here.
Yes.
Yes, it would be good to have a multilingual platform. Pero yo no quiero.
The only problem is you would always need a translator on standby for everyone in the comments section so we knew what everyone was talking about, though.
It's so colloquial too. Like there are slang and like cusses that I have no idea what the hell that they mean because they're just from different areas that speak Spanish.
It's true. It's true because there was something that my friends used to say. Oh, I know. Like if you know how we will say in English that you have it, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like we'll say that person really has it, you know, or something like that. There's nothing like that, you know, really. So my friends who spoke Spanish used to say, tienes jicama, okay? And jicama was it, okay? But when I said it to other people who spoke Spanish, they're like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, we don't say that. And I was like, oh, that was just like a regional thing, I guess. So yeah, it can be very regional. I felt very dumb when I found that out.
Oh, that's why I don't like to use it in my everyday because I do feel like I don't use it every day. Like it's funny because I'll do like Duolingo and I'm like, damn, I know so much more than I give myself credit for. But like there are like different things like goosebumps, for example. Like, you know, when you get like goosebumps on your skin.
Yeah.
Like there are a couple different ways to say that. And so my sister's husband is Puerto Rican, as well. And I said like the proper term, which would be like the direct translation of goosebumps. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he told me like what does
it mean for them? Like what would that be for them?
I mean, it means the same thing, but like my direct literal translation was like goose skin, and
Yeah.
that's just not what they say. And we like in Puerto Rico, it's just like a more slang phrase. I don't know what it is. Like I couldn't tell you, but
Because when I was learning French, I wanted to learn how to say, "You are the apple of my eye." And so my French teacher taught me. He was like, "It's vous êtes le pomme de mes yeux." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And he goes, "But it doesn't mean what you think it means, because now it just sounds like an apple and an eye. Like, it doesn't make sense in French because nobody says that." And I'm like, "Oh, what?" And it just like, it's very weird that you don't, like, when you're learning other languages, you realize there literally are things that cannot translate to what we're saying.
yeah,
you
these
know?
little idioms aren't the same. Okay,
Yeah.
do you guys want to say it's something really, really funny? So this is not any way related to any topic, but it's hilarious. My best friend is married to an Italian guy. And we were like all sitting around and we're like kind of swapping like childhood stories. And he's like, "Oh my God, this reminds me so much of the movie. He's calling it Mommy, I Miss My Flight." And we're like, "What the frick are you guys talking? Like, what are you talking about? Mommy, I Miss My Flight." It was Home Alone. That was.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, because titles are different in different countries too. Like, Stella knew what it was. Stella was like, "Home Alone." That is so funny. Also, like,
we were like,
animal
dude.
sounds are different in different countries. So,
Yes.
you know, in America, you know, dogs bark and they go woof woof woof, or you know, whatever noise you think your dog makes. In Mexico, it's wah 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 wah. So when I would say "Quieres wah wah" to my son, because I was saying wah wah like we say water in to little kids in English. So I would go "Quieres wah wah." They would go, "Don't do that. You sound like you're barking at him." I'm like, "What? That doesn't sound like a dog bark. What are you talking about?" But yeah, they thought the way Americans say water to children sounded like dog barking in Spanish. So weird. What, Nick, where are you at? Where do you keep going? What is more important than me? What? Nick has a kid. I'm like, what's more important than me? Her child is probably more important than me. Her mom, lots of things are probably more important than me. I can try a different topic. We could keep trying topics. I just don't know. I'm gonna just keep going live though, and we'll just keep hanging out every day for 3 hours a day, 4 hours when we reach the live goal. But yeah, because I'm not gonna give up on these mugs. I'm not giving up on them. Should we read more about the Hammer of Witches? All right. So they think that it is an error to say that there is no magic. They find it also an error to say that the effects that a witch may produce from any spells is actually not her own doing. So what the fuck are you talking about, sir? Thank you, Lauren. Okay. But inasmuch as these errors savor of heresy and contradict the obvious meaning of the canon, we will first prove our points by the divine law, as also by ecclesiastical and civil law, and first in general. To commence, the expressions of the canon must be treated of in detail, although the sense of the canon will be even more clearly elucidated in the following question. For the divine, in many places, commands that witches are not only to be avoided, but also they are to be put to death. And it would not impose the extreme penalty of this kind of witches, did not really and truly make a compact with devils in order to bring about real and true hurts and harms. For the penalty of death is not inflicted except for some grave and notorious crime, but it is otherwise with death of the soul, which can be brought about by the power of fantastical illusion or even by the stress of temptation. This is the opinion of S. Thomas. when he discusses whether it be evil to make use of the help of devils. For the 18th chapter of Deuteronomy, it is commanded that all wizards and charmers are to be destroyed. Also, the 19th chapter of Leviticus says, the soul which goeth to wizards and soothsayers to commit fornication with them, I will set my face against that soul and destroy it out of the midst of my people. And again, 20, a man or a woman in whom there is a pythonical or divining spirit dying, let them die, they shall stone them. Those persons are said to be pythons, in whom the devil works extraordinary things. What? This is the 19th chapter of Leviticus. Let's turn to that, shall we?
Doesn't soothsayer just actually mean truth teller when you actually define it? I feel like it does.
That might be. They do not like the truth, do they?
No, I think soothsayer means truth teller. I could be wrong. I'm not admitting to being right or wrong.
Okay, it says, but we'll check out the etymology too. It says, a person supposed to be able to foresee the future. So, by the way, a prophet is a fucking soothsayer, okay?
Yeah, Jesus was a soothsayer.
So now let's go etymology. A soothsayer
The
is a
only
person who
reason
predicts the future. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Finish what you were saying, then I'll
I was just my husband is literally has a doctorate in linguistics. That's the only reason why I borderline even know these terms. So
you are right, because here's what it says: a soothsayer is a person who predicts the future, and its etymology comes from the Middle English words sooth, which meant truth, and sayer, one who says. Therefore, soothsayer literally means one who speaks the truth. So you were 100% correct. Okay, we got a guest. Hi, country. How are you today?
I am good.
Are you over 18?
I'm 21, ma'am.
All right. And are you a believer of the God of the Bible?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right. Today we're talking about how the Bible really preaches fear and shame and not love. What do you think about that?
Well, God is love. He sent his son to die for our sins. So I don't know how he's not love.
Well, he says that, but he doesn't act very loving. Like, as a matter of fact, like, I always wonder why he doesn't act more loving if he wants me to love him.
Well, it's mostly for your sins, like being homosexual, being etc. It's not, you don't love me.
Why did you jump right to homosexuality? Are you gay?
No, ma'am, I'm not gay.
Why does that bother you so much, but you wear mixed fabrics and you eat shrimp?
I don't wear mixed fabrics or eat shrimp, so.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Show me the tag on your shirt right now.
My shirt?
Yeah, show me the tag on your shirt that it says 100% cotton.
I don't have a tag on my shirt. So.
Your jacket, you don't have anything with a tag on it?
No, I don't.
So you follow all 613 of the Levitical laws?
For the most part, yeah.
Let's put that to the test, shall we?
do you have sideburns? Do you have a rounded haircut? Do you have a beard?
I have a beard and I have sideburns, yeah. I would disagree with the prompt, in my opinion. Hold on.
Okay.
Alright.
the Ten Commandments.
10 Commandments.
Hmm.
Well, you can't live never dom. You can't be homosexual. You can't be a narcissist. You can't be
No, it's not. It
Those
doesn't
are
say
not
that
the
in
Ten Commandments.
You just made that up. Nowhere in the Ten Commandments does it talk about homosexuality.
Yes, it does.
Um,
Look it up.
no,
No.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You're lying right now.
Thou shalt
Why
not
would you
kill.
kill on
Thou
the
shalt not steal.
That's
I
one of
can
them.
read to you the Ten Commandments right now. None
Read
of them
them.
talk
Read
about.
them.
You can
And
read
we're
them.
gonna read the real ones, okay? Because
Oh.
the ones that you guys, excuse me, can I finish talking?
Yes, ma'am.
The ones that Christians say are the Ten Commandments aren't even the ones that God calls the Ten Commandments. So I'm going to read both of them, okay? We're going to start with the ones that are listed in Exodus, the ones that Christians like to call the Ten Commandments, but God never called them the Ten Commandments. You shall
I like to call
have
it the
no-
sizzle reel.
You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol. You shall not make wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness. You shall not covet. Nowhere in the Ten Commandments does it say anything about homosexuality. Quit lying. Being a liar is a sin.
It's not a lie, but okay.
Yes, it was. That was a fucking lie because you want to spread hateful fucking rhetoric. And
Clearly,
you're not going to do it here.
clearly you're
Now
not
we're going to read the real Ten Commandments because God never called those the Ten Commandments. You all did. Actually, Moses broke those. He had to go back up the fucking mountain and he had to get the real Ten Commandments, these that God wrote down. And these you don't follow. We're shit. But you're
I do
willing
follow
to sit
it,
there and
though.
be hateful towards the LGBTQIA. No, you don't.
It's a
I am
sin.
the
You
Lord
can't-
your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall not have any gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol. You shall not make for wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God. You will observe. No, that's not it either. Hang on 1 second. 1 second. Okay. This is in Exodus 34:10-28. He said, I hereby make a covenant before all your people. I will perform marvels such as have not been performed in all the earth or in any nation, and all the people among whom you shall see the work of the Lord, for it is awesome thing that I will do with you. Observe what I command you this day. See, I will drive out before you the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Take care not to make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land to which you are going, or it will become a snare among you. You shall tear down their altars, but this is not it either. What are you doing? So, nope, that's not it. It keeps pulling up the wrong verses. God dang. Okay. The Lord said to Moses, cut 2 tablets of stone like the former ones. This is the ones. Sorry, guys. Kept getting the wrong answer. So he goes up the mountain. He breaks the first set because he's pissed about the cow. Okay? He's pissed about that golden cow. He breaks the tablets, right?
Yeah.
So the Lord says to Moses, cut 2 tablets from stone like the former ones, and I will write on the tablets the words that were on the former tablets, which you broke. But he doesn't. He doesn't write the same words. It's weird. Be ready in the morning and come up in the morning to Mount Sinai and present yourself there to me on the top of the mountain. No one shall come up with you. And do not let anyone be seen throughout all the mountain. And do not let flocks or herds gaze in front of that mountain, graze in front of that mountain. So Moses cut 2 tablets of stone like the former ones, and he rose early in the morning and went up to Mount Sinai as the Lord had commanded him. And he took his hand with the 2 tablets.
Yes, ma'am.
So how come it's still not giving them to me though? Oh, 34:27 through 38. I'll just turn to it. I don't know why it's not giving them to me. Exodus 34:27 through 38. Okay. You shall not make cast idols. You shall keep the festival of unleavened bread. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread as I commanded you at the time appointed on the Mount of Abib. For the month of Abib you came out from Egypt. Did you do that?
Yes.
No, you didn't. You're a fucking liar. Get off my stage. Get off my stage. You are such a liar. You came up here to be a bigot, and you got called out for being a hateful bigot, and then you want to lie to try to protect your bigotry. Go be a bigot somewhere else.
I doubt he knows what unleavened bread even means. Sorry.
Right. He does not know what unleavened bread. I don't know why my freaking iPad was not pulling. It was making me mad because I'm like, I just want to point the unleavened bread out. I just want that part. And it kept bringing me to weird parts of the 10 Commandments story. I'm like, you're ruining my, where I nail the coffin in here. My iPad was ruining it. Also, my iPad doesn't charge sometimes. I don't know why. It'll start to charge and then it says not charging. Need to get it serviced or something. You guys, I tried to have a conversation just now. I did, but I'm not going to have somebody who comes up here 2 seconds into the conversation hating on the LGBTQIA like immediately. Like, what are you doing? We weren't even talking about anything like that. The Bible preaches fear and shame, not love. And the first thing you are like, God hates homosexuality. What the fuck? I do want you guys to know why they do it though. If you look at my profile, it says a safe place for the LGBTQIA. It is a safe place for the LGBTQIA, and they know that, and they hate it, and so they like to come in and spew their bigotry immediately. They like to do that. All right, well, if you are a Christian or a believer in the God of the Bible and you want to come up and talk to me today, I just want to talk about the fear and shame that the Bible preaches. I always thought that the Bible was supposed to be about a book about love, but the more I look into it, the more just fear and shame. I don't really see a lot of love. I see little platitudes now and then, like a little hint of it. For instance, if you were the God of the universe, Lauren, and you were going to teach us like really deep, important things about life and things like that, wouldn't you teach us how to, wouldn't the family unit be the first thing you really taught us about, how to make sure to love and care for your family and then your community?
Absolutely. And I also would make it clear and concise and not allegorical to make you wonder, what the hell does this mean?
Right? Like, it's so weird that you're this perfect creator who has real issues. Hey, the resurrected, if you want to come up, come on up. like, you know what? Why are you doing, like, everybody should be able to understand your message. Your message, especially if your fucking message is supposedly love. How hard is that to just be like, love people, dude? Like, love is so easy. Yeah, people are hungry, feed them, because that's love, you know?
I mean, also, if you're threatening to burn me for eternity, I would like to know the rules hard, like the hard rules, not the
Oh,
soft
yeah.
rules or the get arounds, but like just give me like the long and short of it, please.
Right, hard, fast, make it really black and white. Let's be really clear about this. I mean, we are talking about eternity, you know?
Just my eternal soul, no
Oh,
big deal. But yeah, if you could clarify, that would be great.
yeah, that would be awesome. That really will. Well, you guys, I'm going to be live for about 1 more hour, okay? And hopefully we'll get a conversation going. I don't do all the restarts because it doesn't ever help me, so I never really do them. I will talk to my agent today. I'm going to let her know I'm going live. I'm doing the things. Why aren't they pushing me out? I try not to have really controversial topics. Like, I don't think this is that controversial. Like, it doesn't say your God is a fucking evil dick or anything. And some of them say stuff like that. Some of them actually have topics like that. Well, Johnny, you don't have to pray for me. Pray for, like, the children who are being molested by their pastors, okay? And John 3:16 is not a catch-all, be-all thing. You can. One thing I learned in life is you can tell me you love me, but if your actions show me the opposite, then you're just a liar. So Jesus can say, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. But if he doesn't actually show that love, then his words are empty and nothing but a clanging noise.
Nobody else has died for us? Okay.
Also, you don't know. Maybe somebody gave me their kidney and then they died after they gave me their kidney. You don't know my.
Or like every veteran that has, in war perished for our freedom. Just saying.
Yeah.
And you don't have to agree with the military or not. That's still just a person that's doing what they think is right or doing their duty.
I am not I love our vets, and I am not a strong supporter of military, but
Same.
they still did what they did, and they do it because
Yes.
and usually for very good intentions for the most part. I know my father did, and my uncle,
Right.
who died in World War II. Okay, yeah, my uncle, he died in World War II.
Yeah.
For
These are
us,
just people.
for all of us. Okay, you can, yeah, I was going to say his name, but I'm not going to because I forgot how uncommon the name is, and I don't want to dox myself. But yeah. So, yeah, he died on Christmas Eve, as a matter of fact. He was on a boat called the Louisville. I think it's called Louisville. But that sounds like the Louisville Slugger, so that might not be it. It's something like that. It was on Christmas Eve, I want to say 1944, I think, if I remember correctly. Anyway, it's a horrible, tragic story about this boat that was sunk in, like, not very far off the shores of France or whatever. The problem was that they should have been saved, but because it was Christmas Eve, everybody was partying, and so people weren't getting the calls that they should have been getting to help them. And unfortunately, And
Yeah, I
United
think that was
States-
after. I was going to say, I
Go
think
ahead.
that was after D-Day, and it was the liberation of Paris. I'm not totally sure. This is just my
I think
history
so.
knowledge
I
from.
think so.
That's just my classes.
And-
That's all I know.
They hid it. The United States hid a lot of the information about what happened until the 1990s. That's how long it went. It actually should be a movie. It would be a very intense movie if they made a movie about it, because of all the things that were going on all at once that were causing this tragedy to take place. It was so many mix-ups that led to it. Hey, Von Zoom, how are you? Good to see you, JT. Good to see everybody. I am so sorry that I don't have anybody in here chatting with me today. I'm trying. I really am. Maybe I need to not get so upset with bigots. I know other creators allow them to stay up longer than I do, but I just can't tolerate it. I think they already have too much of a voice in society. Does that make sense? I don't like to elevate their voices. Yeah, Skeptic is busy fixing his dryer, but yeah, Resurrected Skeptic is great. He is amazing. If you are a believer of the God of the Bible and you want to come up and talk to us, please feel free. The guest box is open. Hey, Douglas the OK, how are you today? Welcome in, welcome in. Johnny, you should go look up what the Dunning-Kruger effect is. I think you would be very surprised to find out what that is. Yeah, you keep praying, and we'll keep seeing your picture next to the definition for Dunning-Kruger. Okay, just saying. That's your picture right there in the definition. Is there a dryer, Jen? Not that cat. You crack me up. I just joined. Yeah. Yes, I am. I'm dragging somebody in comments. That's what I do when there's nobody up here. You guys want to come up here? I'll drag you up here. Come on, Johnny. Are you afraid? You got $13 out of your lint trap? I gotta tell you, my mom, I've talked about her before. We had a difficult relationship. She was my aunt, and she raised me as if I was her daughter, kinda. She treated me much differently than she treated her adopted daughter. But I think she tried her best. I just think that she was lacking in some of the nurturing skills, if you will. But I remember one time she made a rule that if we found any money in the dryer when we were doing laundry, we got to keep it. And I was 6 years younger than my brother, so he's like 16, I'm like 10, okay? And he finds my money and he keeps it. And I'm like so upset because it's like $2. And for a 10-year-old, $2 is $1 million because that's the exchange rate. I don't make up these things. These are just rules that are put in place by smarter people than myself. And so I'm very upset because he has my $2. But lo and behold, a few weeks later, I find a 20 spot in there. And now I'm a billionaire according to 1980s kids math, okay? I'm a fucking billionaire. And I am so happy. And then my mom says, did you find a $20 bill in the dryer? And I said, Yes, I did. And I'm happy. I'm fucking excited, right? And she was like, you don't get to keep that. You've got to be kidding me. That's your brother's. What? Do you think I ever admitted when I found money in that dryer again? No, I did not. I didn't. I never admitted it again. And I did find money in it again. Fuck you, Craig. But see, my mom was so unfair. Like, she always pretended that she was a feminist, but she always picked my brother's side on every fucking thing. She loved him so much. Yeah, I didn't. I did not tell. I was like, screw you. And when they said, did you find money in the jar? I would be like, no, I didn't. Maybe it's in the lint trap. I don't know. I didn't find it. I sure kept the spoils after that. And men are horrible about emptying their pockets. So the fact that also I learned to empty my pockets after that too. I was like, he's never getting $2 from me again. That's all I know. I'm not giving him that opportunity. Well, let me see if I change it one more time. If we can. I don't want that one. Oh, well, we could try this one. It's just truth. It's just the truth. It's a silly story to me. The more I think about the story of Jesus, the more absolutely ridiculous the story becomes to me. Like, the more I listen to people even just talking about it online, the more I hear like Joel and Mezzo or Justin or Joyful or anybody else whose name starts with a J, because they all do. I am like, this is just the dumbest story. Yeah, living sacrifice, okay.
My 8-year-old nephew was questioning. My sister is atheist. His dad is very Christian. And he was like questioning it. He's getting old enough to question it. It's sort of like a divided situation in his household. And all my sister had to say to an 8-year-old was, have you ever seen a man floating up in the clouds? And he's just like, no. And that was it. Like, that was it.
That's it. Yeah, I like how Mezzo would always say, once I read the talking snake part, oh, thank you, I was out. I'm like, why wasn't that enough for me? I wish that I had been like, what? Get out of here with the talking snake, but I wasn't.
Oh my. I remember asking when my dad fell away from the congregation before he passed, and my mom was still very heavily into it. And I remember being a child and literally not understanding the metaphor and asking seriously, is my dad a goat? Because I thought, like, and I don't mean the greatest of all time. I mean like a goat, like against the flock, not a shepherd, not a sheep.
Yeah. Wow. I remember I knew that my brother was an atheist. And so and my mom didn't force Christianity on him, but she sure the fuck forced it on me and my sister. We were forced to go. But eventually when my sister turned 16, she moved out. And then it was just me. And then I wanted to be the best Christian of all time because I had abandonment issues. So I needed to make sure this new mom and dad didn't abandon me. And they were doing that already pretty much emotionally. So there was this extra effort put in by me, you know. And then I wanted to make sure God didn't abandon me. So I had to put in extra hours. You know, I worked overtime on my Christianity. Making sure I went to Bible study and youth group and small groups and whatever else they had. I had to be the best. But that was because of that fear and shame that was on my other topic. I just feel that the Bible from the very beginning, he puts something in the garden and he says, don't eat this. And he uses a fear tactic, because if you do, you're going to die. And they don't know what death is. And they don't know what good or evil is. They don't know if he is good or evil. They don't know if the serpent is good or evil. They don't fucking know if eating is good or evil. They just are given information and they're supposed to figure that out. And when they make the wrong choice, they're banished and then they're fucking punished. And then we're all punished on top of it, which is stupid beyond belief. And then story after story is around fear and shame. I just don't see, I don't really see any other stories. Like, where's the real love stories?
I mean, that is such a problematic on so many different levels, parts of the Bible. First of all, biologically, that's not making sense. Second of all, like, let's go Cain and Abel, right? Those were the first two sons of Adam and Eve. Am I correct? Answer me if I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay. So also the first murder in the Bible, right? So Cain murders Abel because Abel was more favored technically in, well, Jehovah, God, whatever you want to call its eyes, according to what I learned as a child. And then Cain gets like sent away, and he says, don't send me away. They're going to know what I did and they're not going to like it. They're going to be mad at me, whatever, however you want to interpret it. Well, that right there is like, there are more people than just these immediate people. So like I that's another contradiction to me that I just couldn't get around even as a kid.
Yeah. As a child, the whole Cain and Abel story upset me. I remember, I can tell you, there's so many stories in the Bible that as a child upset me. There are many more that should have upset me, but I'm not sure if I didn't understand or if somebody had given me apologetics that I ended up believing or something. But Cain and Abel upset me because I don't care what your apologetic is. I'm a mother, and if my two children bring me gifts, I never sit there and compare the gifts and be like, well, I'm sorry, Mario outdid you on this one. I like this gift better. I'm sorry, Jesse, you are not a good person. I don't love you anymore because you didn't give me as good of a gift. You know, what the fuck?
Go to your room, Jesse.
What in the fuck? Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Somebody in chat said, all in caps, I just want to read this. God dying for you isn't a love story? What? Okay, first of all, I don't want human sacrifice ever. And if God did create me, he knew that. He knew I would not be one who would go, cool, you killed somebody for me, now I love you. I would be repulsed by that. So he should not have done that. Okay, if he wanted me to follow him, he should have been like, oh, Crystal doesn't like that. She probably will not want to follow me if I do that. Jesus is an acronym. It means Justice, Executive, Senate, under star. Imagine saying that to Christians. Okay, I think I just did say it to some Christians. I don't know why, but I read your comment. If I only mention my children in a story, does that mean the rest of the world doesn't exist? If I exclude many of my children from a story, they would be hurt. If I excluded one child from my story, they would be hurt. One time, my mother wrote a Christmas letter. Remember those Christmas letters, Lauren, that people used to write, like, and Billy Bob, he just
the yearly update.
Yes. And that year was the year that I married Doug. Okay. I married Doug in 1995. And my mother's, and we were all there. My mother was there. My blood sister, and I say that because my family is a little difficult. So she was there with her daughter, and we had, some of Doug's family there. It was like about 20 of us that I got married at the Garden of the Gods in Colorado. And that year, my mother wrote a Christmas letter and didn't mention it. I didn't think anything of it because she's always treated me this way. You get used to how you're treated by somebody. So after a while, when they treat you in that way, you just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I don't care. That's who she is.
It's minimization. You're minimizing it. That's what it is. It's because you're used to it and you're minimizing it.
Yeah. But my sister, my blood sister said, "What the fuck is this letter? What are you talking about? Why is it that she doesn't even mention that you got married?" Okay. And my sister had gotten married the exact 1 year before. Okay. And I said, "Oh, well, it's probably because I got pregnant out of wedlock with, our child, mine and Doug's. And the child was part of the wedding. And my mom probably didn't like that." And she goes, "So did your sister." And I was like, "Oh yeah, she did. What the fuck?" Her son was at her wedding too. And anyway, I don't think that a God who loves me would forget to mention me in his story. And the fact that the Bible only names women around 5% of the time as named characters tells me this God did not really love me. It's the three arms of government and the separation of power, like magic baskets, more basket cases. Okay. Well, reprobates. Yeah. We're reprobates to your God.
What
does
reprobate mean?
God.
Is that like an
apostate? We're heathen. Yeah, we're apostates. Okay. We're heathens. We're reprobates.
Okay. Oh dang.
But yeah, right. Darn it. 238 Ministries. The guest box is open. Why don't you just come up and talk to us about Jesus instead of talking in chat? It's a lot easier, and that way everybody can hear the conversation. We could be a part of it. We could talk about it like grown adults. I see Durden is here.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to prove wrong or right. I'm just asking questions, dude. All I know is what I was taught. That's all I know. I'd love to hear what you guys were taught.
I agree that Jake said the sacrifice requires loss, and your God lost nothing. And that was one thing. Oh, so I questioned the Cain and Abel thing because I was like, what if all I can do is grow fruits and vegetables, and then hi Susan, I bring those to God, and he's like, "Nah, I wanted you to like kill a cow or something like that." Like, that would be shitty, right? I also didn't like the story of Job because I had lost my family. They didn't die. That's not how I lost them. I was taken away at a very young age. Okay. So I was 3 when I was taken away and went to live with my aunt and uncle. When I left, I was with my brother, and then about a year later, they took him away and sent my sister Linda. And so I can't tell you how horrible that makes the child feel, that you could be traded, that you could be uplifted at any time, taken out of your home and sent to a different home in a different state with different people at any time. Just makes you feel weird. So I didn't like that story of Job because I didn't want a new family. I wanted my family, and I wanted my family back. Now that I'm older, I realize that probably would not have been the healthiest thing. My family was not okay. My mom and dad were not okay. My dad was a P3DO. My mother was an alcoholic that would fall out of the bed. She would be so drunk, you know? So they probably were not the best people to be my parents. But acting like Job is a good story when all of his children were taken away and then he's given new children and that's supposed to be okay was very disturbing to me as a child. I was like, this story is horrible. I don't understand why people tell this story.
Yeah, you just get to be a total piece of shit and then set up a new franchise and it's all good.
Yeah, what the fuck? And I remember really feeling like at a very young age, because I didn't play chess when I was a child. I don't play chess now. I did teach children for a while how to play basic chess things because my son was in chess when he was a kid. But as a child, I knew basic things about chess. And I remember thinking, are we just like a chess game and we're just pawns? And like Satan and God are just up there fucking with us? Because that's the message I got from Job. That's the message. That God could just fuck with you, just to fuck with you. And I don't know how they get a different message from that.
Like he low-key kind of likes it. Almost, I feel like he low-key sort of likes it.
Because you're right, Robin. Job was blameless. And I remember thinking, if God could do this to somebody who was blameless in his eyes, what would he do to somebody like me? I'm not blameless. As a mother, there's no way my children could just... Right? Like, okay, listen. How many of you ever had a pet replaced? And you fucking knew your pet had been replaced, like, or, you know what I mean? Like, don't even replace my pet. What are you talking about, replace my pet? You can't replace my pet with another. It's not going to be the same. It's not that I want a cat. I love Tux. Tux is my cat. That's my cat. I don't want it replaced. Even if eventually I get another cat one day, it's not to replace Tux. You know, it's not. You'll never replace my Tuxie. He's so cute. Well, you guys, I have been struggling today to get the oppositions in here, but I'm going to keep going live every day. We will hang out. We will talk. I'm trying to charge my iPad so I can read some more of the hammers and witches. Oh, it looks like I did get a little charge going there. So let's see. Oh, you know what I did? Oh, it's not here. That's why. It is here. All right, back to the hammer of witches. Oh, we got a guest request. Benito is coming up. Maybe, I guess not. Benito, if you want to put your request in again, I did accept your request, but for some reason you fell back out. Invite the anto-racist to join as a guest. No. What is an anto-racist? Job didn't exist. It's a story written in poem form. It's about Israel. I know Job didn't exist. I know. I'm an atheist. I know that Moses didn't exist and Noah didn't exist. I was talking about how Christians tell me that that's a really good book and that it's about resilience. And to me, it's about a God who could fuck with you whenever he wants for no reason at all. And he'll even let Satan do it just for shits and giggles. And it's a horrible story. I actually find it to have no redeeming value whatsoever. Like, if there was a story that had no redeeming value, the story of Job would be the one, in my opinion. don't care much for Job. Lucille from Arrested Development. Yes. I love that show. All right, here we go. Oh, we went to Leviticus. That's what I was doing. I wanted to read Leviticus chapter 19. And then we looked at the soothsayer thing. So let me look at Leviticus chapter 19. I want to see the claims that they're making about it. Now remember, they did not have the translation as well as we do now. So I will be giving them some grace when it comes to that. Because this is the mid 15th century. Okay, Leviticus. What is it supposed to say here? I think I screwed up. All right. It supposedly says the soul which goeth to wizards and soothsayers to commit fornication with them. All right, let's read chapter 19. I don't know what they're talking about. Did they fornicate with demons? What the fuck? All right. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to all the congregation of the people of Israel, and say to them, You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. You shall each revere your mother and father, and you shall keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Do not turn to idols or make cast images for yourselves. I am the Lord your God. When you offer a sacrifice of well-being to the Lord, offer it in such a way that is acceptable in your behalf. It shall be eaten on the same day you offer it, or on the next day, and anything left over until the third day shall be consumed in fire. If it is eaten at all on the third day, it is an abomination. It will be not acceptable. All who eat shall be subject to punishment, because they have profaned what is holy to the Lord, and any such person shall be cut off from the people. Does it say what verse? I think it just says chapter 19, to be honest with you. It says, also the 19th chapter of Leviticus says that the soul that goes to the, okay, I think it's 19 and 20. Let's go there. You shall keep my statutes. You shall not let your animals breed with different kind. Nope, that can't be it. Oh, wait. Why is it saying something about, what? Saying, the soul which goes to wizards and soothsayers should commit fornication with them. I will set my face against the soul and destroy it on the midst of the people. And again. No, that's not what this says.
What verse is it? I'm trying to look it up in my actual Bible.
I think it's saying that it's in chapter 19, verse 19 and 20. And it's
Leviticus 19, 20?
Yeah. Also,
You should keep
chapter of Leviticus.
Okay, you should 1920. You should keep my statutes. You must not interbreed two sorts of your domestic animals. You must not sow your field with two sorts of seeds, and you must not wear a garment made with two sorts of thread mixed together. And then that was 19, so this is 20. And this is just my Bible. Now, if a man lies down with a woman and has intercourse with her, Jesus, come on, Bible. And he is a servant who is designated for another man, but she has not been redeemed or given her freedom, there should be a punishment. However, they should not be put to death, for she was not yet set free. That's Leviticus 19 and
right. Listen
19
to what
to 20.
This
Yeah.
says. Okay.
What the fuck?
Listen to what this says. It says, and I'm going to read exactly verbatim what it says, okay? For in the 18th chapter of Deuteronomy, now I'm going back a little bit, so don't head to Deuteronomy. I'm just going to read the whole thing. For the 18th chapter of Deuteronomy, it is commanded that all wizards and charmers are to be destroyed. Also, the 19th chapter of Leviticus says, The soul which goeth to wizards and soothsayers to commit fornication with them, I will set my face against that soul and destroy it out of the midst of my people. And again, 20. A man or a woman in whom there is a pythonical or divining spirit dying, let them die. They shall stone them. Those persons are said to be pythons, to whom the devil works extraordinary things. What? Where is that? I'm going to Google this shit because now I need to know. I'm not reading that anywhere in this chapter. I don't know what they're talking about.
I mean, the only Bible I have is the New World Translation, which is the Jehovah's Witness Bible. So I don't know if it seems pretty similar, honestly. I follow along with Joel when he reads Bible, and it's like phrasing slightly different, but same shit.
Okay, he's saying to read. Okay, they're saying look at Leviticus 20, verse 6. Okay, so we're going to go there. I don't know why, but that's what this one's bringing up. If any turn to, so it might have been that back then chapters and verses were broken apart different, and I'm going to accept that. Okay, so he could have been referencing something that now is broken apart different than it is in modern times. So 20 verse 6 says, if any turn to mediums and wizards, prostituting themselves to them, I will set my face against them and will cut them off from the people. Consecrate yourselves therefore and be holy, for I am the Lord your God. Keep my statutes and observe them. I am the Lord. I sanctify you. All who curse father and mother shall be put to death. Having cursed father and mother, their blood is upon them.
Okay, no, that is actually what this says. You must sanctify yourself, and I become holy because I am Jehovah your God, and you must keep my statutes and carry them out. I am Jehovah who is sanctifying you. If there is any man who curses his father or his mother, he should be put to death. Sorry, I'm turning the page. Without fail. Since he has cursed his father and his mother, his own blood is upon him. Yeah, that's the JW version.
Okay. At Durden, I know there's no chapter and verses in the ancient text. I am not reading from the ancient text. I was reading from the Hammer of Witches. And they were saying something was in Leviticus 19 that we actually found in Leviticus 20. So I think what was going on there is that their chapter and verses might have been different in whatever Bible they were taking that from, because it was just not lining up at all. Moreover, there must be borne in mind an account of sin. Ochozias fell sick and died. The fourth, Kings 1, also saw a paralipomenon. Okay, I don't know what that is. Let's look that up. Paralipomenon. I'm going to click on that and define it really quick for us because I don't know what the
Wait, where are you at? I'm just trying to follow along. Sorry.
This isn't in the Bible. I'm back to the witches.
Oh,
now.
okay.
I'm back to the
my bad,
Hammer
my
of
bad.
Witches. That's okay.
No, go for it. Hammer away.
Paralipomenon is a Greek term that refers to the Old Testament books of Chronicles, meaning things omitted or things left out. This name was given because the books over historical events not detailed in the books of Samuel and Kings, serving as supplementary history, and are often translated in Bibles as Chronicles or Paralipomenon. The word is derived from the Greek paralipomena and is used in some Bibles, such as the Vulgate, to identify Chronicles. Okay. Today you learned that. Don't tell me you knew that before. You didn't. So already you're like, hey, Crystal didn't have guests this morning, but I learned a new word. That's what we intend to do.
I've learned a lot.
Good.
I learned Calvinism, and that's a word that got thrown around a lot. And I was like, yeah, I know what that is. Not.
I had a wonderful talk with a Calvinist the other day. He wasn't a Calvinist. I should correct myself. This is what happened. I had the topic up that said, I'm an atheist. Can I ask you some questions? I tried to be very non-aggressive, okay? I'm not even saying Christians. I'm just, anybody could come up. And this guy came up and I said, so were you raised religious? He said, yes, I was raised Calvinist. And I said, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I personally think that's the only right way to be a Christian. And he goes, ew. And then I was like, oh, wait, I thought you were Calvinist. He goes, I didn't say I was Calvinist. I said I was raised Calvinist. And I go, oh, so is Calvinist, is that a denomination? Because it can be, Lauren, but it's actually a philosophical viewpoint that everything is predetermined, as I told you. And so
Okay,
and
yes,
I don't think
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't think he knew I knew that, okay? So he goes, no, it's just a denomination. I'm like, no, it's not. Okay, but I'm not going to argue that point. You could be a Methodist and be a Calvinist, okay? So that, no, it's not. It's a theological viewpoint.
It sort of fits into the Venn diagram, yeah. Like,
yeah. So I said, oh, okay. I go, well, why did you switch? He goes, because Calvinist has no grounding for their, no justification for their grounding or whatever. And I go, wait, and then I wanted to make sure that we were using the same definition of Calvinist, because if he is using it inappropriately, then we might not be talking about the same thing. So I go, but a Calvinist just believes that, that everything is predetermined. And he goes, yeah, exactly. And I go, okay, so, but that's what the Bible says. So do you have a Bible verse that, shows the opposite or something? He goes, and I go, what?
My favorite answer.
Why are you talking to me like that? And he goes, what? I had something caught my throat. And I was like, no, then you can leave, because like I was literally having a conversation with you. So Jared, it ended up, he's not a Calvinist, but he got mad that I pointed out that Calvinism is the actually correct way to look at things. I think he realized, holy shit, I left my denomination and I was right. Why did I do that? Hey, Robin, how are you today?
Hi, Crystal. I'm doing well. I just wanted to come up for a moment. I wanted to ask a question about that verse you were reading. So,
Okay.
there was a really obscure verse that you were talking about. It was obscure to me because I hadn't heard it before. Um, and it said something about like protecting statues of Yahweh. I'm wondering what is up with these statues. I've never heard about these statues of Yahweh.
Hang on, 1 second. Let me ask. I'm gonna mute myself while I do it though, because
This is a good question, because I agree. I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, because you corrected me and you're correct that the golden calf is a false idol. It's not a statue of Yahweh.
So they're talking about protecting these statues of Yahweh, and I'm thinking, wouldn't that be a graven image? And that it seems strange to me. I don't know anything about these statues to Yahweh. Like,
I
I don't know,
haven't seen
I don't
any.
know, yeah, I don't know anything about like ancient Jewish architecture either, but I don't recall in any text hearing about a temple where there were statues to Yahweh either.
he's saying statutes with a T. So not statues.
Statutes?
Yeah, statutes, like my laws, like abide by my statutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
So that was in Leviticus
I'm glad I got the
20.
clarity for that, because I misheard what you said, and I was like, what's up with these mysterious statues? Okay, statues.
No, I literally just read it, and you were like, statues. I was like, yeah, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah. So it says, keep my statutes and observe them. I am the Lord. I sanctify you. All who curse father and mother shall be put to death. Having cursed father and mother, their blood is upon them. Yeah, so kill your kids, you guys, if they don't love God, okay? I was like, what? These are horrible commandments. What is wrong with people?
Not one word about them doing it if they don't pick up their room, though. What the fuck?
I always can't think of this word. Like, okay.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I don't. Yeah, I can hear you.
Lou, no, quiet. I'm sorry, I had to go to a different room in this house. This is our family dog. I'm visiting over here. Sorry
Aw.
about
Oh,
that.
that's okay.
What religion
Yeah,
is your dog?
what religion is my dog exactly?
I'm just kidding.
Can I go outside? I guess not. Okay, well, I only came up just for that. Oh, I'm gonna hop
Well,
down. Thank you very
Robin,
much for having
thanks
me
for
up.
coming up. You have a good
No,
day.
thank you. That
Have a
clarified
really
for
good.
me too, because it answered some questions that you were asking in chat, and I was like, huh, good point. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, yeah. And it's hard to say that clearly so people can hear you, you know, statutes. But yeah. There was something else I was going to bring up, but now I forget. But you guys, we're going to keep going through the Hammer of Witches during downtimes whenever I go live. I am going to be ending things here. Let's see who's live right now. Is Trust But Verify live right now? I do like rating him when he's live. If you aren't following Trust, you should be. Okay. Tahir was not able to stream today, but that's okay. That's all right. So I wasn't just live over on Deconstruction Junction, but let's see who is live right now. Oh, I don't know if Jaren's still live or not. I showed Jaren as the only person who has gone live recently. Is there somebody else that is live right now or is going live that we should head over and raid? Thank you, Godless. Let me know in chat if there's somebody live right now that I should be raiding. I need to put my cake book in the Discord. If you're not following me on Discord, or if you're not following me, if you're not in my Discord, the link is in my bio. Follow me on Discord. I sound like an old person because I am. On the interwebs, then you should join my Discord. It's free, and I am going to put the pages of these in the Discord. So if you want to make a cutout cake, you can too, because how fun is that? This is how my mom used to make cakes when I was a kid, into fun shapes. And they're cute and they're easy, and you don't have to use the coconut. It was made by a coconut company, so that's why there's coconut on every cake. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Wherever you go, because nobody has told me who to raid yet. Y'all gotta tell me, because I can't see. Oh, actually, I know what I'll do. I know what to do. Is the Discord? That is in my, but I have my own Discord too, and the link is in my bio. Some people have to copy and paste it into their browser to make it work, but I did fix it. It should work now. I don't know why it doesn't work sometimes. Rhea is live. All right, let's see. Listen, go raid Rhea or the Archbishop of Canterbury and tell him CrystalJae raid. I love you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be live with Non-Believers Bible Study at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we're on Numbers chapter 16.
Thank you.